Hello and welcome to the Holy Hour podcast. It's the bi-weekly All Cure podcast. I'm Gavin, and tonight I am joined by longtime friend Matt Rohring. Welcome back to the Holy Hour, Matt.
Thanks, man. Good to be back.
Hey, thanks for coming on here and making this work out on this busy night. And for those of you out there that have real good memories, you remember Matt from episode 13, of course. Classic episode 13. People are still talking about that episode. I believe I wasn't even on that one. That was just you and Donald doing your origin story and talking Cure. So
you did. You interjected in the end because I was.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I made fun of Mint Car, and then you couldn't resist jumping into the edit.
Okay, yeah, still feeling out my controls. I was like, wait, I have the power. I can do this. But I meant to go back and listen to that one. So sorry if I double up anything from your origin tale, but it was like 277 episodes ago.
Years ago.
Years ago, it felt like. But yeah, that's how we go way back. You and Donald initially met, actually, in high school.
Yep.
Way back in the Virginia times for me too, and Donald had moved from the high school I was in and met up with you in Spotsylvania County there, right? Is that the official?
Yeah, it was my first.
Yeah.
It's like I think I was in 10th grade, he was a junior, and it was my first year in that school system. I just moved there too, and it was two weirdo lost souls, and saw he was wearing a 10,000 Maniacs shirt and I was wearing a Cure shirt, and
awesome.
History wrote itself. Yeah.
We were destined to be friends. So it was cool to meet you through him way early on, and you've spoken to him fairly recently. How is the elusive Donald for our listeners out there?
He's on to a bunch of new adventures, and he is Donald. He's
still old classic Donald.
Yeah, like that dude is a fucking legend.
Yeah,
but I've been doing weird shit lately, and he's been a real pal. Just some tough times, and he still all these years later, good pal, and he's there when you need him.
Awesome. And you joined both Donald and I in episode 27, post-Charlotte show and the 2016 tour, way back when we stayed up late podcasting after the show in the hotel with blood on the sink and walls. And it wasn't even our blood, believe it or not.
Got interviewed with like a sock over a microphone.
Yeah, that was Arusha was out there doing her field work.
That's right.
That was a cool post-show bliss where they did the all singles that cover in Charlotte or that night in Charlotte, right? And so that was
that was
singles night in Charlotte.
That was hot as balls out there that night.
It was like a just hot, sticky North Carolina night.
I just remember huge like North Carolina man, like down like 10 rows in front of us, who's like basically naked except for like a pair of like jean shorts. Squeezed in between two uncomfortable people.
And we wonder why they haven't come back to North Carolina since. They show up, play the singles, and don't come back. So
that was it was a good show. It
was cool.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like the theme was kind of cool that it was just the only show they did on that tour where they played all singles, which still provided some rarities, which was crazy. That you would think that means nothing rare if you're gonna just play singles as a band, but pretty cool.
Yeah,
and of course you were at the most recent 2023 Merriweather show that we saw. We were down in the trenches. We didn't get to talk to you afterwards or anything, but what a hell of a show that was, wasn't it? On the last tour.
That was fucking nuts, and I'm still impressed that you guys stood in the pit that entire fucking time. My son had lawn seats and had a blanket spread out with his buddy, and they were sitting up there. So my old man strategy was I'm just going to go back and forth, sit down when I'm tired because I'm old.
Yeah.
And the first time I did it, I tried to come back down to the pit orchestra, whatever you call it. And they're like, yeah, that wristband ain't no good. Chili peppers don't work no more. You got that. This wristband's got chili peppers on it. And I guess they swapped them out. There was some wristband debacle.
I don't know. I still never figured out what the hell that was about. Were you able to? You were able to get back in?
Yeah,
right?
I got back in, and it was God bless you, man. That was fucking awesome getting those tickets and hanging out down there. That was a good show.
We had to commit to it. It was just definitely one of those like, we have to be as dehydrated as possible so we don't have to pee, but I want a beer so bad. But yeah, it was great. And super hot for that one too. So yeah.
That was a really good show though.
Yeah.
Man, that might be my favorite Cure show I've seen.
Yeah, it wasn't so hard to top that one.
Same place. Donald and I were down there in the orchestra pit for Curiosa at Merriweather. And that definitely was not as good. But
no.
It's still great. It's a fun show. But that's awesome. Man, that just jogged my memory.
Yeah, so that's pretty rad. It's we talk to people all the time that are like live and die every show on the rail, and stuff. Where it's like, man, it's something. I don't know. It almost is like would be crazy to do that every time because it's like I liked seeing all the different perspectives when we went to multiple shows this time, and it is like it just like being that commitment of like being stuck there. It's like I hate that. It's just like knowing you can't piss or you can't. I mean, they work out ways where you could like get a crew of people and you form a little alliance like on Survivor or some shit where they'll let you back in. But I mean, it's like that's a lot of work, man. I just want to see the damn band.
Another unique perspective from like sitting down there. Like me, like I didn't want to squeeze up to the front because I knew my dumbass would pass out. So I was like standing down there. I was like, I'm gonna find a spot and just lean up against the back wall, the railing.
Yeah.
And you get these fuckers that are sitting behind you who are just like sitting there comfortable, like sipping their Coke. And it's just like kind of like putting the toe of their like shoe in your back. Fuck you. Would you just leave?
I didn't see you down there. Yeah.
Let me fucking exist, not pass out.
Yeah. Something about just like munching on popcorn while watching a concert. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, you gotta love the post Cure show buzz. And I'm not talking like beer buzz. Like you get home and you're still just like vibing, and you go take a shower, jump in the tub, whatever, and just the whole, just like it's maybe better than coffee. You're just, I don't know, me. It's just like everything just feels alive and just so fresh in your memory. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, definitely. But as long as we have these wonderful memories of past shows, we also have cassettes, and that's what we're talking about.
Even older memories.
Even older memories. We thought it'd be fun to talk about Cure cassettes and collecting them and back in the day, and all that good stuff. And it's just a weird format at this point, and but I think a lot of people, especially in our age bracket, have like really come up through tapes and and calling them cassettes, and it was
hell yeah,
for how goofy it was. It's like it's weird that's technically how I fell in love with buying albums and music in general. Everything was tape, so it was like I was a little too
me too
past the record phase. We would buy something on vinyl in the late 80s, I guess, if they didn't have it on a tape, because we did have a record player. So there's a few albums we did have just like a few records of, but it was only because I couldn't find it on tape at the time and really wanted it or something, but
I only bought one piece of vinyl in the 80s, and I guess technically it's the first vinyl purchase I ever made, and it was only one. It was a 45, and it was Tiffany. I Think We're Alone Now.
Nice.
So I had such a crush on her back then.
Yeah. You had to get the little bigger picture, at least the cassette.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Totally.
I did it.
Well done. Yeah, we had the tape, but it didn't really The music video was way better.
Don't ever watch the remake. It's a special kind of horrible.
Oh boy, I bet.
Yeah.
So yeah, tapes, we would just buy tapes left and right, and I guess before we get into tapes in general and your thoughts, Cure tapes in particular and collector side now as they've reemerged. Let's start with actual Cure collections. You have a pretty good amount, if I remember correctly, right? Do you have a would you call it a Cure tape collection officially?
Cassettes? I wouldn't. Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's something that I've amassed, but it's not a collection I've ever put effort into.
Okay, so
but it's just like it is part of the Cure that I've never parted with, so it just kind of grew naturally, and it's not cool. I mean, it's not impressive or huge, but it's got a lot of memories. Yeah,
and your old favorites and such. Yeah, I think that's how like most tape collections seem to go, where you were just smart or lucky enough to hold on to them, like I mean, so many people just ditch tapes, or like everything, when you move a bunch of times or whatever, you got this box of fucking tape, especially as like CDs take over, then you get back into vinyl, then you're into streaming, it's so easy just to write them off. But so I was gonna ask, are they all your originals in there then, or did you ever like order like ones online that you never got, like kind of as more as a collection? So these are all just your originals?
No, awesome. I've done that with vinyl, but never tapes. Awesome. I lost one. One, and I was and it was a little later. I shouldn't say later. Shit, grand scheme of things, it was like 6-7 years into being a Cure fan. Joined the military and was in the Air Force and stationed in Texas, and I had a copy of Japanese Whispers on tape. And I learned that you shouldn't leave a cassette sitting in your back window of your Honda Civic, because it will warp and like physically change shapes.
Yeah.
And that was a heartbreaker.
So it died. You didn't really lose it.
Well, I kept it.
You still got
I actually kept it.
That's good.
It's warped. I couldn't bring myself to throw it away.
And as far as like, if you merge the line into when it becomes a collection, then really it doesn't matter if it's warped anyway, because you're probably not throwing these on pretty regularly at this point with all the different formats. Do you ever just do Cure tape night and play your Cure tapes?
Oh, hell yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely. I'm sitting, you've been in my garage, whatever, before. I definitely have the cassettes. Okay.
So just not Japanese Whispers then. So
well, unfortunately not. Maybe I could try leaving the cassette deck out in the sun and see if it warps and I can play it.
Maybe it'll warp back into it. Yeah. It's pretty funny, just how they do have a lifespan format like that too, where things can happen. I jotted down a section here, I guess, where it's like, not only do you have to worry about them melting in the car, but you can actually kill it by listening to it a lot, like you can actually, just kill a tape by listening to it over and over, and it just dies, or it wears down. And it's pretty fascinating. You can't do that really to a record or CD for sure, so it's like you can't.
Yeah, man, I wore mine down so much that I could hear Killing an Arab and 10:15 on the same time, at the same time, man.
Shit. Yeah, it's almost like a badge of honor at that point if you listen to the album so much that it just fucking died. You start hearing what's on side B and shit,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, and surgery was always tough with cassettes, like do you ever have
pencil surgery?
Where you reel it back in and try to reel it in, or
it's fucking mangled in the car deck. That's the worst.
Yeah, had a very low survival rate for tapes. I'd never had much luck with it, especially if it gets to the point where you're like unscrewing it and like taking the reels out, and you gotta get it back.
Yeah, and then you gotta like twist the tape back in the right direction. God forbid the tape flips over and like got the little fold.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I was just never meant to be a handyman or what, but I tried so hard on somebody, and they're just like, God damn, by the end you just like rip it all out and smash it.
Yeah.
So, not good.
So okay, so like not tapes meeting their demise in that manner, but how about when you first would buy a tape and you get it like Kmart or Target or wherever you were.
Uh-huh.
And do you remember the fucking the hard plastic things that the theft prevention things?
Yeah.
And it wasn't not even the brittle plastic like cassette cases are made out of, but like the hard like PVC like tough plastic that you had to get like bolt cutters to.
Yeah, they'd have like a key thing that you had to punch in and turn it and it would pop out. Yeah. We still had those at Mr. K's for some reason. For the CDs, you would put them in and shit too, I guess. And it was like a little lock thing. It wasn't quite as brutal as that one. But
so this, actually, I think so. The one I'm talking about, there wasn't actually a key.
Yeah.
It was all one piece. And it was like this like off-white colored, like kind of flexible, but really thick and hard plastic.
Yeah, I vaguely remember. Yeah, like Sam Goody and shit would have it at the mall. It was usually like a mall one or something.
It was like the size or the size sort of the same form factor of like a CD long box.
Yeah.
And I swear, like I remember Kmart was like where I saw this shit growing up. But they would like it wasn't a key, but they like shoved it into something and it separated the top because it was like the tape was in there somehow and it was just like two nubs going over either end of the tape that held it in there, but there's no way in hell your little thief ass was going to steal it.
Right. Yeah, and God forbid if they just like didn't take it off or something. I felt like that happened at some point where they gave it to you by accident. But that was crazy. And even when I was looking up a few on Discogs for this, just to see what they're going for, I guess it was more of a collector's thing. But like they would have like having in a really long, ridiculous looking cardboard box too. That almost was like the original. Remember the CDs came in the long ass cardboard boxes for like the first rounds or so.
Oh yeah. The first thing I thought when you just said that, I remember the first one I saw was like the California raisins. Like
long box.
Long box, the California raisins like, long box at Kmart. Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
Definitely, I've got like CD ones that I saved and stuff still, but I didn't really remember the tapes doing that much. But once I saw it kind of looked vaguely familiar, but they're like kind of ridiculous looking. They're like real long, like it was just like Heaven one, which is kind of funny anyway, because that cover art is so weird with the circle. But then when they put it on the tape, it actually almost looked a little better where it was stacked to a rectangle shape. But then on this long one, it's like real long. And then like just like Heaven's like down at the bottom and the Cure's like way up at the top. I was just like, whoa, what the fuck is this? This looks so weird. Looks like a cigarette like carton or something if you buy it.
You collect your Cure points like Camel or Marlboro. Get an umbrella.
It's like, what was the logic of that? I don't know what the hell they were going for with this. I guess just harder to steal maybe too or something. I don't know, but yeah, looking at your Cure collection then. So where are you at? Do you have pretty much all the official albums or
no, not at all. So
it's like
I started with actually the end of the first Cure album I ever got was on CD.
Okay.
And it was Wish, and that was because of good old Columbia House.
Yeah.
Yeah, but cassettes definitely soon followed.
Right.
I guess I didn't know enough about them to be a completist. And this was definitely before like the internet was a good resource, but my resource was, the bad boy of podcasting, Donald. And I definitely took a few of his tapes and let's see, like shit, I've got one. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. So on one side is 17 Seconds. On the other side is Faith and Carnage Visors. Yeah. So I remember that Faith Carnage Visors thinking like that is a badass idea. Like, like 2 on 1.
Totally.
Yeah, I got that. And let's see, Japanese Whispers, 3 Imaginary Boys at the top, and Disintegration. Ooh. I think from him.
Yeah. So copies then, or did you get his actual tapes?
No. I made tapes or made copies and gave them back.
Yeah, that's the huge other factor of like, it's weird because CDs definitely took over pretty early, but then the longevity of cassettes held in there because one, you could copy them like that really easy and give them to your friends and stuff. That was huge. Like that's why I just did all mine for Donald and shit like that on tapes but then like the car factor, like I think like why I kept buying them even though I like CDs more and shit was because my car, all the cars always still had tapes.
Yeah,
players,
yeah, they did.
So it was like, so even if you're listening to your hi-fi fancy stereo at home or whatever, it's like driving anywhere, you're gonna have to have it on tape. A lot of times I would just copy it from the CD to a blank tape, unless it was like the Cure or one of my big favorite bands, then I'd want like a real tape, for that too. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool, and I think that's what continued it as long as it did. Even when I'm looking at like when the hell Cure tapes even started to like disappear and stuff, it's kind of funny. I'm like, it's like, did they even put like I had to Google that like right before we called. Even it was like, I don't recall. I remember like Wish era being like the last kind of like tapes really. But then I was like, well, Wild Mood Swings is on tape. Was there ever any like singles on tape? Because, and it was, I don't think it was very popular. But
I'm sitting here looking like right now. I got a single of the 13th.
Yeah, awesome. Because by that point I was like, full blown CD. So I don't even remember seeing like singles, and we'll get into singles too, because that's a whole thing. but like for Mint Car and shit, because even the CDs of Mint Car had like 4 fucking versions of it and shit. They got real annoying with all that. And then so I was like, oh shit, they are out there, and they're of course going for ridiculous amounts of money on Discogs right now.
Wait, what? I'll sell my Mint Car shit right now.
Well, if you're selling it for less than $65, maybe I'll buy it up. I looked it up. Mint Car, fucking $65.
I'll make you a sweetheart deal, Gavin.
All right. Thanks, man. And a lot of Discogs sucks now because of like just the shipping stuff is so ridiculous. So even if you can get it, like however you start to rationalize buying cassettes, like that's just a weird price. Vinyl's got weird enough as it is, but then like, is $15 too much for it? Like 30 for a Cure tape? I don't know, man. It's like literally just like a same thing as like a action figure at this point for me, where I'm just putting it in a nice little stack and it looks cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's
like, I'm never like going to put this on and be like, ooh, the warm sound of tape grinding up in my cassette player. And especially when these fucking things got eaten. I'm not paying $65 for it. It gets ripped apart on the third listen.
The most charming sound like a tape had was like, not even charming, it's like horrific. It's like gets sucked into the gears.
Yeah, or like if it was a fancy tape, it's like or something like that. I was like, oh, what are we going on that? And then it's just all like sounds like it's underwater and shit. But I was trying to narrow down like when the hell they actually cut off, and it looks like there's no Cure stuff post 2000. So Blood Flowers, you can get all the main albums, so you can get Blood Flowers on cassette even.
Oh really?
Wow. Yeah, and since that didn't have any official singles, then that would punch it to 2004, and they're definitely, you can get even self-titled on cassette, but you can't get like End of the World single or even just a weird single. And even as you get to like 2000, like I have all of them up to 413. I don't have 413 because there's pretty much, they are out there, but they're like Indonesia tapes. Like you have to get like somewhere way the fuck like out there.
They've got their own tape factory in Indonesia.
Yeah, so like my self-titled is from Indonesia, and it looks it's pretty official because it's got the universal little sticker on it and shit, and but the actual tape almost looks like bootleg as fuck, but I don't think it is. Plus I think Discogs has gotten pretty good about like not selling bootleg shit. They'll list it, but you can't really even do a lot of that. But I I don't know. So it might not even fucking be real, but it looks good enough, you know, and I didn't have to pay an absurd amount, but I had to order those. You're never going to stumble across those in an antique ball or anything. So
if it's in your hand, it's real, man. Like that's a piece of history in its own right. Yeah.
It's like, really, if I cared, I could probably just make it with like Photoshop and shit.
Don't let Discogs tell you shit.
Yeah, fuck them. But so nothing post 2000, and then kind of on the single topic, even that's a weird, awesome little subcategory of cassettes because they didn't have like any Head on the Door singles or anything on Cassingle. Even that didn't kick in until Kiss Me.
Cassingles, I think it was the earliest I can remember was like 86.
Yeah, so that would make sense if you like 86, 87. And then they'd die in 2000 officially, if that's even being generous. But like if Mint Car was 96 and they had Cassingles, so yeah, somewhere in the late 90s. So pretty short little lifespan, but Cassingles were pretty rad. And we were talking about that the last time we talked, where it's like they were usually like $2, so they were kind of already doing like the iTunes pricing in a sense of you're just getting 2 songs, little sampler. But it was great as a kid because you'd be like,
hell yeah.
You know, that new Thompson Twins album is probably pretty fucking terrible, but that song's kind of catchy. I'm going to get it. You know, you get like that fucking Ordinary World Duran Duran's single. You know, it's like you don't really want to commit to the whole thing, you know? It's like Electric Slide. Sure, I'll get that on single, you know? Technotronic, something like that, you know? It's like tons of singles you could get, and had the little slip-on sleeve there, so it was a little plastic commitment.
So they did CD singles too.
Yeah.
And I remember Donald trying, just unceremoniously just failing like an asshole every time, like multiple times, going to the record store downtown in Fredericksburg. It was called Blue Dog at the time. And he had a CD single the song was called Sesame's Street, or it was like the Sesame Street song, but techno version.
Yeah, totally.
He tried to ditch that thing so many times.
He couldn't sell it back to him?
No, Jack would just slide that thing right back across the counter.
Yeah, it was like a remix version of the Sesame Street theme. Yeah, we have that. I think I still have it. Nobody took mine either. So. That's funny. Yeah, it's but yeah, CD singles. I love CD singles too. They're all like the Tower Records. You would get like the import ones were great. Where you get some rarities and shit. So,
I remember that's Best Buy had the when it came to the Cure back then. Best Buy was the first place I remember seeing like CD singles, but you like pictures of you and I love Cats. I can't remember, but definitely pictures of you. There were a few. I was like, hold on, this is the most amazing music store ever, Best Buy.
Yeah, but that's how bad Fredericksburg was especially after Blue Dog went out. It was like you were just
can't say that. Blue Dog was amazing, and that opened some real music doors. Other than that, you're absolutely right. That place sucked.
Anyway, but so singles that are amazing little
they are
treat to go along with those. Fairly short lifespan, unfortunately.
So I had 2 in particular from the Cure that were pretty fucking special to me. Like if we're talking singles, and it had it was High was one, and then Friday I'm in Love. But what's special about these 2 is, like I told you, as like Wish era was when I it is when I got into the Cure. But I bought those singles, and every year of high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, all 4 years, that became my tradition. On the first day of school, I would listen to both sides of each of those singles. Did it every year. Nice. And I just followed through, and there's still High is such a good song. All of it. Like, this is probably Garden and Halo. Shit, they're bangers. They're bangers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Somehow those were the ones I lost the most from my originals collection. I lucked out and held on to most of them, but for some reason. And the biggest reason for losing a few of the albums and all the singles I had pretty much By that point, I'd switched to CD singles mostly, so I never really had the Wish ones. I don't think so. It was only like the Disintegration ones I had on Cassingle, which would be awesome to have.
Oh my gosh!
And I was an idiot where I was still skateboarding enough and just decorating my room walls and shit. So I would once I started getting the CD singles, I felt like the tapes were all expendable and shit. So I'd cut the covers up and shit.
Oh damn,
put them I put them under my clear grip tape and shit because it looked cool. And I even did that to like my fucking Head on the Door, like actual tape cover and shit. And my Disintegration ones. So they're all in there, but it's like, God damn, I don't have them for my tapes now. So like I have 3 of the actual albums that don't have covers. I always try to just Google that when I'm bored on look on eBay to see if somebody's just selling the cover, because I just need a Disintegration cover. I don't even need the tape.
Yeah, dude, you just like hit like a core memory of mine. And it wasn't tapes so much. I did it with a few tapes, but it was mostly like the CD long boxes.
Yeah.
I would cut the covers off and like stick it on the wall because like my walls were full of posters, but
yeah, and then
I filled in all the gaps with like my parents hated me when I left because there was like so many holes.
Totally.
It looked like a gangster got shot up in there. But like Danzig and 9 Inch Nails and even Queensryche and just like all these dumb long box.
Because the long boxes were like cool little posters almost. They were so damn big, Yeah. I still have my Shame About Ray one for some reason. It's in my closet pinned to the wall.
They were like 12 inches tall.
Yeah, so it was like really cool, and it was just kind of waste of paper or whatever the fuck.
I'm not throwing that. I didn't even throw the backs away. Like there's art back there too.
Yeah, but it's like, as far as like a thing to do, I never really understood why they did it. Like we're saying, but I liked it. It's cool. They're like bigger. I think because everybody was still kind of hung up on the idea that it went too small from vinyl with the art.
Oh,
so they're like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And people still give that shit. And I don't quite get the argument because I think a CD art's plenty size.
I think CD art's fine. But I mean, to be fair, it went from like vinyl to cassettes, which was entirely too small.
Right. That's like a whole side conversation too of just how weird that is with the artwork with cassettes, how much that suffered, and but it also just cool and weird, like even on Cure tapes when you're looking at them, how they had to recrop everything so much, so it's almost like the pornography album cover is like completely different than
I'd never even like considered that, but yeah,
it's like in like 17 seconds. I feel like that's a weird one where it looks like. It was always just like when I got like the record of it finally, I was just like, oh wow, this is like a lot more to this than just like a fucking blur. all you see is the blur. I was like, there's actually like trees.
Is
and
this
shit.
A sine wave?
Yeah, so it's kind of cool, and like that just like Heaven single cover, like I was talking about. I think that looks like way cooler on the single than it does on the record because the record has that big, just kind of circle that's blank space almost with the tiny little lips in the middle, and that was it's kind of funny where how much shit had to like got to get recropped. Did you see? And a lot of times on the old ones too, they did like the Sire ones in particular where they put the black kind of just filler and they made it a square again on the front of the tape cover. So I think Japanese Whispers is like that maybe. Yep. And sometimes I'd even just put the songs on the front of the
Japanese
cover.
Whispers, but it's
and the top might be like that. Yeah, it's all ooey and gooey still.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's kind of cool where they had to like crop it just to get it back to like a proper square, like a record cover, So, I guess on the art cover part, when I was just putting all this together, I was like, there's a couple of weird Cure cassette observations too.
What's that?
And I never really understood was when you're looking at them all lined up in your case or on the wall or wherever you store them.
Yeah.
You ever notice how they never actually use the Cure fonts of the time all the way until like Standing on a Beach is like the first time it's this weird, just kind of like generic font on a black spine. Or I guess the colors varied, but like it's just like this white and black font. It's not like the Drop C cool logo.
Yeah, it's just block letters. Block letters, yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. Like other tapes didn't do it. I have like my Glove one and I guess the Susie one is kind of like
I'm
that.
looking at that on the door right now, and that's it's just blue block letters.
Right. It's really weird. It's like, because then when you get to, let's see, Kiss. Oh yeah. No, Kiss Me does it too. Disintegration, I guess, is the first one proper album that uses like the Disintegration font on the side, and then from there, it's all.
I'll have you know that I had my own when I copied Donald's Cure cassettes. I made my own Cure artwork for the labeling on the spine of the tapes that and it was not block letters. It was. Yeah. Seems like everything was a twist on the wish lettering, because I'm a simple man.
Yeah. Just draw those little slugs and have them all connected.
That's right.
I always leaned heavy on the Kiss Me one, because I perfected that while being bored in like, middle school classes and shit. I just totally could write every letter of the alphabet in Kiss Me font.
That's amazing.
So,
nice.
So yeah. so all my bootleg ones are definitely in that font, I think. But yeah, it's just weird. I don't know what artistic decision that was, to just maybe because you could read it easier, when you're looking at the wall at the cassette store.
Yeah.
Was that weird for calling them tape stores? I would just call it a tape store more than a cassette store.
Oh shit! I who the hell ever called it a cassette store in the history of people?
Okay, good. I'm discovering more and more of these things as I get older. We're like, no one ever calls it that, and I'm like, oh really?
Mother, I'm going cassette shopping.
Yeah.
No, going to the tape store.
Yeah, I'm sure like older people that bought a ton of records first probably still just called it a record shop, a record store, a record shop. Because, then even when we started buying CDs again, I feel like it turned back into a record shop, or it's a proper record shop, even though you're buying CDs. But
it's like Blue Dog tapes and CDs. It's not
tapes.
Cassettes.
Not cassettes and CDs. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. Just need some reassurance there. So, but yeah, aside from the weird font on the spines, also observation, do you have Concert on tape by any chance?
Concert? No, I've got Show and
Concert Curiosity.
Show and Paris. Those are the two live ones I've got.
Okay. Yeah. I just thought it was weird on Concert. It doesn't actually even say the Cure on it. It's just Concert real big on it.
Oh shit! Now you've got me. I wonder if it does, because I've got it on vinyl. I need to go back in the house and see if that. Do you know?
And
do you have
might
it?
Be on the tape right here. It just says Concert.
Is it on vinyl too?
And Curiosity. Vinyl, I don't have it near me, but I think it just says Concert real big. But I think it says the Cure on there.
Now I need to know. Yeah.
My poster I had of that had the Cure on it, of course, but like maybe not. I don't know. So I don't know. And then I put a little asterisk next to that though, because I never had that on cassette. But a couple of years back, our Aussie friends just sent a care package, and she sent me a bunch of their tapes, and she sent me theirs. So I was like, maybe it's one of those weird. Where in Australia it didn't say the Cure things, tapes tend to vary a lot that way too. Like you can get some real weird rarity shit, like twist on the album cover, even, or when you look at Discogs and stuff, you could see cool variations of the cassette version versus what we got here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so yeah, that's pretty cool. So maybe this is like a weird Aussie thing, but I don't know. I kind of remember all of them looking like that. Yeah, Curiosity. She sent me a cool her version of Standing on a Beach too, which was awesome, because that was one where I didn't have the cover anymore. I don't remember. I don't think I put it on a skateboard or anything, but I just didn't have the cover of and that was my first Cure anything, was the cassette of Standing on a Beach. So I was like, I have the tape still, but I don't have the damn cover. I think it was because it folded out and it had all the singles pictures in it, like the old single covers.
Yes.
So that was like a cool little mini.
Oh man, yeah.
I can't remember if that was in the cassette or not, but that might have been a reason why I
about that too.
Made a poster out of that or something probably and lost it. But yeah, it's cool. I forget which one it is. I think it's New Day or something. But on her Aussie one, it has it on there twice in a row or something. It's like just like a fuck up, like an error on a baseball card kind of thing, And it's like it duplicates the song, or I can't remember if it leaves one off in place of it, or if it's just doubled up and somehow they all fit still. But yeah, I think it was New Day and it's on there twice. And I looked it up on Discogs thinking it was some like could be worth millions of dollars or something, and it wasn't. But yeah, probably is now. You know, I need to relook at it, but the way everything's jacked up in price now. But yeah, just some weird tape observations. Next time you look at your Cure Curiosities on the actual cover, it says Concert and Curiosity Cure Anomalies 77 to 84. So, but just not on the spine, which is weird. So everyone can rest easy now.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved.
We did it. We did it. Oh man, shit. Now you got me looking in the corner of my garage and I've got like, I don't know, like shit, 95, 94. They're like Cure, like the complete B-sides, 87 to 92 and 79 to 98.
Oh man.
Are they bootleg?
Are they mixtape like ones?
No, they're like CDs. They were bootlegs, but they were mass produced.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's always, on cassette related, but that's a whole cool thing. And Blue Dog was awesome for that. Going back to Blue Dog, where you could get those import ones, and how weird it was that because we didn't have, aside from the cassette of Standing on a Beach, and then after that, we didn't have any of the B-sides on CD.
Oh, hell no.
Until, you have the singles, but like compiled together, not until fucking Join the Dots, which was like way later. So that was like my favorite bootleg, was the one that had all the old Standing on a Beach ones and then all the new ones too. And like getting those B-sides, that was
magic.
Treated those. Yeah. I was like, I will give you a lung for this one. That's great. A lot of times it's like some shitty bootleg recording from the Swing Tour or something. I'm like, yeah, I guess $30, sure. Seems a little steep, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
But those are great. Those Italian bootleg ones are
hell yes.
Yeah, you never knew what the fuck. And then at a certain point, I think he got cool where you could listen to them in the back. Had like a little area. So
the listening lounge.
Yeah,
I had
so
that little
was
sign.
Cool.
It's like, listen
felt
up.
like at first you couldn't listen or something, or you just didn't have that set up yet. So it was always a bit of a gamble at first. But then I remember probably must have been late 90s by that point, where I was like getting some Wilco ones or something, and it was just like, this sounds like complete dog shit. I'm not buying this.
Yeah.
He's like, fair enough. They were cool. They were always very like, it is what it is,
I'll send you. Like, okay. I'll send you a picture. I've got the. You remember the that Fredericksburg artist Bill Harris guy?
Yeah.
He did a series of paintings on the Blue Dog, and I've got the first one he did, and it was a painting of the listening lounge, like Jack and a few people that you'll probably remember.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you can tell it's totally like. It's a period piece, like it's like Chemical Brothers and Soul Coughing and like all these posters on the walls.
Cool. Very clear. Yeah, that's awesome. Time capsule there. But so yeah, I guess that's the other huge when you're looking at the pluses and minuses of cassettes. The mixtape angle, was huge, like we were saying.
My gosh!
But just like the fact you could actually just tape over the holes on it, and actually even tape over shitty real tapes. That's pretty rad. Like if you think about it, you can't do that with like
so you bring up
CDs or vinyl.
You bring up mixtapes, and like I'm sitting here, like I told you, I got my cassette battle station in front of me. So, and by battle station, it's like, you remember like the big fucking wooden like cassette like racks that they would sell at like Spencer Gifts.
Yeah.
Where you could put like, I don't know, like 100 or whatever tapes in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've still got one of those that like I have a bunch of shit in, and then just pulled out. I think one of my first mixtapes I ever made.
Awesome.
And it's definitely the first one that The Cure ever showed up on.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pretty sure this is before I even had Wish on CD.
Oh, wow. So was this a personal tape you made, or was this something you gave somebody and somehow got it back? Or
no, this was like just personal. I think It
Matt's
was
cruising
where
tape.
I had no. This was before I drove.
Yeah. Matt's walking tape.
Yeah. So it was that period where it was like I had tapes that I could fucking not blank or just shit from my parents. You could record, you could use.
Yeah.
And when friends had songs that I wanted, it's like, oh shit, let me copy that real quick. And that's just how it kind of showed up. Like I've got a bunch of tapes like that where it's, it's like, just let me record 2 or 3 songs and whatever wound up on the tape.
Yeah.
This is even an evolution from, did you ever do this? Where it's like you had to have this song and you waited as soon as you heard it on the radio, you would like run and grab your fucking cassette recorder and like hold it up to the speaker and try to get it.
For sure. Yeah. Like, it started out with, because then you'd get those boom boxes we had where you can record radio just straight on it.
Damn right.
And I remember, I must have been young as shit. This was like where they do like the Casey Kasem countdown on New Year's Eve of the year's best songs. And I spent the whole fucking night just laying there going like, yes, no, like recording. Like I had like 15 tapes worth of shit. Just I was like taping over like anything anyone had laying around. So
oh, that's amazing.
Like taping everything. And I was just like, this is so fucking good. And I was like, just already trying to collect this mass amount of songs that I'll probably never listen to. And so that was a huge memory of that. And then you would get like, I went bad with the quality, even where I would play a tape on one like boombox and then just put the one that records sound on the next, and you could like record it that way from just the audio. And even High, I remember I was so excited when
such a good song.
When the video came out, it premiered on MTV, and I didn't have any like single or anything yet, so that was the first time I knew they were premiering the video. So I fucking sat next to the TV with the boombox. This is like, I was a freshman in high school, so I don't even have an excuse.
You're going worse than the radio.
Yeah, I pictured myself wearing little footy pajamas or shit. I was like fucking 15, but yeah, I was like laying there on the floor with the boombox next to the speaker, and I fucking recorded the audio of the music video, and then mass produced the fuck out of it, gave a copy of the Donald, one to Bill, my friend. So I was like the crackhead on the street or something, like, I got the new Cure single.
Damn right.
So yeah, it's shit's crazy and
it was
kind of cool,
Gold. It was fucking gold back then. All right, here. How about this? Like, I don't know if you ever heard anyone say this to you, but I definitely remember people saying like, "Hey, if you ever find the glove, I'll pay you like $200 for it."
Whoa.
It just made me think like, oh, this is some serious shit right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cause the glove was so elusive, because we'd get the books by that point. We had like the little visual documentary and 10 Imaginary Years and shit, and like there was like word of the glove, like this elusive, like, what is this fucking album? Yeah. And I remember just magically flipping through the tapes, and that was the other, because it was still so early in my like Cure fandom of collecting the albums. You didn't really, until I got those books, I didn't have any idea of like which one went where, unless I got it and looked at the copyright dates and shit, and like, but there was always that like hope that you could, for at least a few years, where you're flipping through stuff. I still just do it out of habit, like hoping you'll see something that you don't recognize when you're like flipping through the Cure. Now it's like with vinyl, like a bootleg that, like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's always like just some vinyl bootleg or something.
Shit,
but
dude, stuff still pops up.
Yeah.
Like, keep that hope alive. I think it was a couple months ago. Like I remember, I'm sure I texted you a picture, but found the Charlotte Sometimes 12-inch on vinyl. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. That's like the...
it's so neat when
it might have taken me
those
10 years to have like between like, good score moments.
That's what we're laughing. And it's been a while. Yeah. Like it's so few and far between now. I actually had that in Chicago. We were at a really cool record shop there, and I was flipping through them, and in with the 12-inch real, albums, they had a 12-inch Just Like Heaven And I was like, oh, I have the 7-inch, I have the single, I have the, I literally have all these songs on 20 different formats. But I was like, but I don't have the big one, honey. She's like, just fucking buy it. I was like, $30 later. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is so dumb. And then I had to carry a fucking record around the city the whole day. That was my punishment. But at the same time, I was like, yay, I got it. But the fact that I was just like flipping through them though, and I was like, oh shit, what is this? It's big. I was like, oh, it's the same, but big. But yeah, the glove was magical day. I remember that when I saw it. I was like, whoa, what is this? And then like I recognized the name, the glove, and see the little picture of Robert on it to confirm that it wasn't just some shit that somebody put in the wrong, because that's always the worst is when you get faked out, no matter the format, and you're flipping through the Cure section and you see a cover art that you don't recognize and go, and you start looking.
Do you know how many fucking times I flipped and saw a Cult album and I was like, oh fuck, what is it? Shit.
Or Culture Club.
Who is this? I never fell for Culture Club, but the Cult got me. Yeah.
And sometimes, you're flipping real fast. You see the makeup. And I'm like, Cult. Oh shit.
Damn it, George.
It's like, so yeah, that's a great feeling for sure. But
hell yeah. So speaking of like the got the big one, it was Just Like Heaven, I think you said, right?
Uh-huh.
And I tried to pick up, I think it was in Asheville. Could have been, I fucking forgot. I think it was Asheville, but I found the 12-inch single and got it back and was excited. I was like, hell yeah, nice, good find. Or no,
Just Like
actually
Heaven,
it was a shitty record. Just a record show at a VFW up here in like Falls Church. But yeah, Just Like Heaven.
Cool.
And I'm pretty sure. Doesn't matter because it wound up what's inside was not Just Like Heaven.
Oh no.
But it was The Exploding Boy. I was like, fuck, even better.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Like, I'll take this.
Awesome. Yeah. Wow, that's nice. At least they mixed and matched with the same band.
Hey, at least it was the same. At least it was a Cure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rad, and when you can stumble across the ones that you didn't have or haven't seen before or something like that. But yeah, it's usually just bootlegs now, which is kind of cool. That's
bootlegs are cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to look at them. I kind of hate with the vinyl like bootlegs of they're just taking ones from like YouTube recordings or the old CD one. You know what I mean? It's like it's not that there's really anything else they could, but it's like I'm definitely not double buying bootlegs the way you would.
No.
If you have a bootleg, that's it. And you just gotta be careful because they change the fucking cover for everything. So I'm like, oh, I know this actual show from like '87. It's the same one that I already have. It just has a different cover. So dangerous stuff. But man, so I guess as we merge out of tape talk, one final factor, and I guess this counts as tape. 8 tracks. Dun dun.
Yeah.
Cure 8 tracks? Do they exist?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, because I wonder, it seems like I Googled it and said 82. By 83, they were largely gone. So technically, though, there might be like a 17 seconds 8 track out there somewhere. So yeah, if anyone listening has that or like 3 Imaginary Boys on fucking 8 track.
I do know that it's a distinct possibility that The Cure is out there on 8 track.
Yeah.
I do. Not an official release. No, I'm not saying that. But I do know this, and I know this as a fact, because our good friend Donald used to have a hobby of buying 8 tracks at thrift shops and going back and either putting his own mixtape on it or his own music onto 8 tracks and then taking them back to thrift shops and putting them back out there.
Wow.
So if he was doing that, I'm pretty sure there's some Cure stuff out there.
That's great. So he would literally put the audio on it. Like
he just put whatever random shit he wanted.
That's
like
awesome.
Cycle it back out into the world.
Somebody's buying like a fucking John Denver's greatest hits and they get like
Arturo.
Pornography or something. Oh yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, I guess along the lines of the bootleg, I have a Blood Flowers 8 track too. So that's one of my prized Cure possessions.
What? How did that?
It's a Cure listener here, the really cool guy Ben hooked me up with it. He does a lot of cool little art projects. So it's he does a zine called Culture Cringe, and he sent me this, and it's all just like, he made it. But he made it like so good. I'll send you a picture of it.
Where it's all so
like,
red. Yeah.
Like kind of ripped around the paper on it. So he basically blew it up, glued it on there, and put like a little Tower Records price tag on it even, and has it like broken up into like if anyone's not familiar with how 8-tracks worked, it was like 4 blocks basically. You would listen to like 3 to 4 songs in a block, and then the tape would go, and a lot of times it would be like mid-song even. So like it would cut off in the middle of the song, and you'd have to listen to the tape like flip or rewind or whatever the fuck it was doing. It was like, and then it would continue on, almost like I don't even know what it would be compared to, but it was really harsh and brutal sounding. But he wrote them into the little blocks there, so it's really fucking cool. I love it. And I mean, maybe he went as far as to like copy Bloodflowers actually on it. I'm assuming not, but it looks great.
Man, that is, yeah, good work, man. That's a great idea. That just cool. Made me realize something. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a great art project idea. If anybody wants to do that, that's cool.
Right. Reminds me of that Joe Dirt 8-track that I always wished was real. It had like, you can look up the artwork online. It was like the
from the movie,
the 8-track laying in like the floorboard of his car. And like the artwork was like a couple of like, it was like a volcano going off in the background with like, I think it was like a couple of Diplodocus like just nice. Standing there, but it said like howling for home.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, I always wanted that. Yeah. But I think those poor guys, like back in the 8-track days, they had it worse than us when it came to like operating on a tape.
Oh yeah.
Because when those fuckers got like mangled up,
I wouldn't even
like it was bad.
God, it's like, yeah, there's like these big voodoo tapes.
There's some voodoo shit though, where they had their own tricks.
Yeah.
Where like my dad showed, like there was some you like, can't remember how you yank the tape in a certain way, but it's like inertia, like causes to like zip it back in.
Yeah.
And like it was I can't remember the trick, but it's something along those lines. Like there is a trick.
Familiar too. So it's pretty wild. Yeah, those things are just ridiculous and very short-lived, of course. But yeah, it's funny though. I have like a memory too of when I was at college at George Mason there actually, and did the radio station. So this was like 97. Gosh, I'm old as shit. 97. And I graduated like definitely by 2000. I was out of there. But I think I did the ceremony in 2000, but it was 99 or something. But anyway, for some reason, the college radio, when you got the new song, the new like singles or albums that they wanted you to promote, and play like on high rotation, they would copy it from the CD. They would take it from the CD, of course, but somehow copy it onto the 8-track for some reason. And they wanted us to play those on the 8-tracks, and we'd push a bit, I think because he thought they rewound real fast. But you're not playing the song over again, but it was just like a CD rewinds a lot fucking faster, so I never got the logic.
Does a CD even rewind?
Yeah, you just hit the fucking button, So you would be DJing, and you'd have this stack of fucking CDs, and he had like a 4-disc changer or something, maybe even more. I can't remember. You'd load up your show basically in sequence, and like start one after the other or fade them together and shit. But when it came time to play the new Juliana Hatfield single or something, it was like, which I vividly remember that, and like Buffalo Tom, it was like, oh shit, I get to hear it before everybody else at the radio station. But why the fuck am I listening to Sneaking Around on an 8-track? And I had to push it in and fucking play this 8-track. So I don't know. So maybe that was just because it was the shittiest radio station in the world. But fuck, if any radio people have any insight on that, I would love to hear it too. But
all right, one more piece of cassette trivia.
All right.
For you. And again, not related to the Cure. Sorry,
no problem.
But
that's how we roll.
had some friends over the other day, and just hanging out here, like in the garage, and there's a small pile of cassettes, and over by like in one corner, and at the bottom, like Madonna, like a prayer. He looked at it. He's like, Madonna, like really? And he said, is that an original cassette? I said, yeah, I think that belonged to my mom, like in the 80s. And he's like, does it have the perfume in it? I was like, what are you talking about? And like, I remember it's like, hold on, this strikes a weird note. Because like, I do remember that tape smelling fucking funny. Yeah. Like Madonna actually put perfume in this, like these cassettes, and it still smells like it to this day.
Like just the scent, or was there like actual like those things you get in magazines where you could rub it off?
It's just I mean, shit, it's just as strong. You could rub it on your face and smell like it. Awesome. No, it's still like distinctly there. And I never knew that was a thing.
It is weird. Yeah, I don't remember that. I think I had that tape too, but maybe not actually. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I remember just tapes in general would always often have like a weird kind of plasticky smell from one to another. Like just you would just get like one weird tape that just always had like I feel like Mixed Up was like that for me. It just had like a very distinct smell. Like I was like, what? Every time I open this tape, it's like.
Okay, so here, all right. So like, let me see if this like strikes a chord with you. So think to. I'm going to try to put this in very specific terms. So we're going to go 80s to 90s.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, like, did you ever have a copy? I'm going to just guess you had a copy of License to Ill. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So think about got that. Now think about like we'll say 90s. Did you have like a copy of like Lush or Betty Severe or like whatever, the clear plastic, right?
Yeah. Lush.
Tell me that you can't smell the difference between like that License to Ill with like the milky white, you can't see through it, like solid color tape, and then like the nice the clear one that like like Lush like split would come on, like
true, yeah, it's usually just grimy smell. Too, but definitely different type of plastic. All of them were frustrating that they would break the little things on the hinges. That's another good. You'd have all these tapes that are all falling out of the fucking thing because they didn't attach anymore. I guess CDs were the same way, where the little nuts on the side or whatever would just pop off.
CD nuts.
Yeah.
CDs nuts.
But it's. I mean, I guess vinyl has its own messes with just keeping the condition together.
Getting poking through the spine and all that. Yeah.
But tapes would always get like weird like coffee stains on them and shit too, and they would just like not shut properly if there's too much liner notes and the little things that go. It's funny when I was.
Yeah, you're right. Oh man, that's funny.
Like cramming them and punching them through and stuff. And very, very brutal format. Everything about cassettes is nostalgia, I think, as far as them coming back, or anything like that with bands putting out cassettes now and shit. It's all very nostalgia based, I think. I don't think there's any cars that have cassettes that are still running, maybe.
I wish they would bring that back.
Yeah, I would love that over, I just hope that any next car I get still has a CD player in it even, but
right.
Tapes would be funny.
So here, I just pulled this out. I just turned the old camera on here.
Ah, cool.
So this is a copy. That's one of the ones that I got, copied from Donald.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But that's not the cool part. Like what really dates this is that it's, we got Three Imaginary Boys at the top, but what did I record over? Zooropa.
Oh, yeah, good choice.
Oh man,
there's a couple good songs.
Can never get that back.
Nah, yeah, it's a
shit.
Once you tape over it, you better commit. That is a hard part with cassettes. Like, if you accidentally did that, oh boy. Like, you taped over my many a fights between
my Tiffany,
my brother and I. Yeah, we're like, oh shit, you wanted to keep that album? The fuck, man, you taped over my
my Dr. Demento
Yeah.
Dr. Demento that I recorded from, like holding my boombox up last night.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah, for sure. So pretty cool. But I guess on that note, we can wrap up cassette talk. There is a nice stroll back in the tape land. But
oh man, always is.
Like I said, I can't really see this format coming back the way vinyl has. But
dude, so again, not to prolong, but like my buddy's record shop, like they keep a pretty healthy stock of tapes in, and they move.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
They really do.
And it's kind of one of the first sections I go to now, just out of curiosity more, because I feel like you have a better chance of finding some weird shit. Like I've limited it to Cure stuff because I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of like, oh, the replacements, oh, all that, like every old shitty tape that I have on 20 different formats already, but it's like, but and they do get kind of ridiculous, unfortunately, but you can still get a few for a semi-decent price, maybe. I found that Friday I'm in Love one when we were in Denver. I got the single for that for like $5, so that was like a cool find. It was pretty beat up, but I thought it was kind of cool that the sleeve was beat up. I'm not really looking to resell it or anything, so I was like, cool, this looks like it had some love, and but yeah, it's cool that and that's why I'm torn too, because I technically, aside from 413 Dream, I have on the collector side all the official albums. I just don't have like greatest hits in galore because they were pretty hard to find on tape by that point.
Were they on tape?
Yeah,
galore was on tape. Yeah.
So
I remember I got Donald. He was the best man in my wedding back in the 90s. That was his my groomsman present to him. It was like cool. Galore on VHS.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it was that kind of the tail end of that one's a little easier. I think Greatest Hits is kind of hard to find because it was definitely faded out. But I saw even like Join the Dots is on cassette. It was going for like
no shit.
Yeah, I wrote down
wow.
Yeah,
man, that was at the tail end.
Oh, $238 from Belgium. That's like the only person that had it. Yeah, so, but it exists. It looked pretty real. So it's like out there. So kind of cool. But I'm torn because I have all those pretty much the official albums that I could just be done as far as the collector boxes checked. But then they put out like Troxy on cassette too, and the mixes of A Lost World, and I'm like, oh man, I have songs of A Lost World. That's fine. I'm glad to have that, but I don't. It's like, does this count? I mean, technically, it counts as much as mixed up. I need to get it, so I'm like, I'll just gotta let it hover out there. And
I kind of regret getting mixes. I did. It's like $50.
Yeah, I'm happy with my CD, but I'm glad I didn't splurge. Although it kills me for the collector side, but I'm never gonna throw that on vinyl or tape. I'm like,
that's
what the fuck.
I only bought it on vinyl, but it's still like it's not open.
Yeah, just keep it collector sealed, maybe.
Listen to it like online.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, but I'm glad they're out there, and it's cool that indie bands sell cassettes of their shit at shows and stuff, so that's kind of cool. And still kicking. Still got to put that pencil in there and straighten it out one way or the other. So, cool, man. Well, we'll wrap up here, and can't thank you enough. Thanks for chatting and Cure chatting and coming back on the show here. So.
Well, yeah, dude. It's always good to chat with you, buddy.
Awesome. Well, you guys out there, go round up your old Cure cassettes, have yourself a little tape party, and turn it up loud because they might be fading in volume. So make it count. And so talk hard.
Right on. In memory of Donald.
Always a pleasure talking to Matt. Such a sweet and fun dude. So many fun adventures and memories with that guy. But be sure to check out our Facebook page for this episode. I'll post some pics of our tape collections and some of the other weird stuff that we mentioned in this episode. I'll try to sprinkle them into the Instagram page as well, which you can follow and subscribe to when you're checking those out, as well as our YouTube page, and subscribe in general. Of course, you're always welcome to email me directly at gavinconner@gmail.com if you have a comment or a question or just want to shoot the shit. And we also have a merch store you can check out and a Patreon if you would love to support the podcast. We'd be happy to have you on board. Patreon.com/The Holy Hour Podcast is the spot for that. And you won't be alone. You'll have a stunning cast of extraordinary Cure fans over there to join, like, hopefully, future Councilman Craig Cusimano. Craig is running for Annapolis City Council, representing Ward 6, focusing on improving safety, affordability, and unity for all residents in the community. If you live in Annapolis, Maryland area, you got to go give Craig your vote. The primary is on September 16th. Visit Craig for ward6.com to check out his policies and get updates and donate. Other lovely souls in our Patreon family include Donna and Jeff Hilton and Jeff Cortland Jones, Sue, John, Allison, Dion, Namicio, Matt Ford, Tom Burns, Letty, John Roberts, Tim, Tony, Ben, Matt Fisher, Danny, Coulter, Tom Johnson, Francisco, Arno, Chip, Amber, Nicholas, Shirley, Jason Hall, Steve, Mara, Caroline, Brian, Sean, Colin, Jennifer, and of course Kate over at CureThreads.com. That's an online shop that has tons of original Cure-inspired designs on a wide range of products. Kate also runs Cure Arts Collab on Instagram, where you can follow and or participate in all the wonderful Cure-themed art assignments. Scott Kroger is back, fresh out of carbonite freezing, and ready to talk some more Star Wars over at the Sarlacc Digest. So be sure to check out their live show every Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube and Facebook. And you can catch the replays everywhere you stream your podcast. David runs the Obsessive Geek. That's an Etsy shop that's packed full of cool products, including 3D printed recreations of Cure album covers that you can hang on your wall. I have the 3 Imaginary Boys one and absolutely love it. Also available are Boys Don't Cry keychains, designs inspired by Labyrinth, and even a new Fascination Street sign, perfect for displaying behind your Cure Funko Pops. Everything's super high quality and affordable. Visit The Obsessive Geek on Etsy. Dana, the freelance animation artist and motion graphics designer, is currently open to new products and commissions. You can check out her work at graphics.tv, graphics with an X.tv, and get in touch. Tanya would like to spread awareness of 988lifeline.org, a suicide and crisis hotline with over 200 crisis call centers located all over the U.S., available 24/7, offering free and confidential support for people in distress with numerous prevention and crisis resources. Lisa would love for you to check out Dickens, the coolest venue in Calgary, Canada. You can visit dickensyyc.com for the full scoop of their upcoming events. Jessica wants to shout out Club Nevermore, and you can find their upcoming schedule of events in Little Rock, Arkansas at clubnevermore.com. And of course, check out good old Chaz's other podcast, the X Communication Station, where he and Chrissy take on the evangelical church, dropping new episodes every Wednesday. And they just wrapped up an amazing 3-part series on good old Jimmy Swaggart. I've sinned. And yeah, you get the full scoop over there, so be sure to check it out. And again, a giant thank you to my buddy Matt and you guys for listening. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Maybe we'll get some Cure news in the meantime. Starting to get a little parched over here. Sure could use an update, guys. Please feed me. Feed me. talk hard.